over 18 days of riding and over 15,000 kilometers.
Hey everyone, Dusty here. I just went over the 15,000 kilometer mark on Zwift, or about 9,500 miles. So obviously it's something that I love and use all the time in my training, or else I wouldn't have spent 18 plus days of my life on it. And I just thought I would give my top 5 reasons why you should get Zwift if you haven't already. Reason number 1, if you live in a winter climate where you're stuck inside, training indoors for up to 7 months a year like I did before I moved out to Vancouver Island, then getting Zwift is an absolute no-brainer. I remember the days of just riding the trainer or watching movies or listening to music, and it got so boring. And I'm not saying some people can't get by doing that, but adding Zwift into winter training has totally changed the game for not only myself but a lot of people. Reason number 2 is learning more about power and riding with power, what you can and can't handle. I think that training with a power meter is hands down the best training tool there is when it comes to triathlon. And Zwift just enhances that. You'll start to learn about power zones and what sort of watts you can hold at your zone 4 or push for up to an hour, and you just become a lot more in tune with your body. I think there's definitely some benefit to the old school thinking, just knowing your body and your rate of perceived exertion, but just having all that extra data, you can just really bump up your cycling game to a whole new level. Reason number 3 is you can ride with your friends. So no matter where you're at in the world, if you live in Canada and your friend lives in Australia, if you can both log on to Zwift at the same time, you can ride together or do a workout together. And I know for a lot of people that makes Zwift a lot more enjoyable, being able to ride with their friends or cycling buddies wherever you're at in the world. Reason number 4 is Zwift races. Now, Zwift races are great, and there's usually multiple races that you can choose from at any given time. And basically, depending on your skill or fitness level, you'll be entered in the race and competing against people with similar fitness levels as yourself. And these races can be super challenging, and I know a lot of people will set their best 1-minute power, 5-minute power, and 20-minute power throughout the course of these Zwift races. And just the fact that if you're like me and you live in Canada and it's January, the dead of winter, minus 30 outside, that you can enter a online race and compete against 10 other people that are of similar fitness as you and push new power outputs, that's just totally changing the game, and it's making triathletes and cyclists so much faster. Reason number 5, and probably my favorite reason, is you can structure very specific workouts. So for me personally, I moved from a place where I was forced to ride inside 7 months out of the year to a place in Canada, one of the warmest places in Canada, just so I could live the lifestyle and train outside a lot more and not have to deal with winter and cold. And you know what? I still use Zwift quite a bit. If you have very specific race goals and you're trying to reach that bar, then doing very specific structured training, it has to be one of the ways that will get you there. And with Zwift, it comes with a preloaded list of workouts, and some of them are great. Some of them I use all the time. I just did a video talking about sweet spot training or SST training, and that's a workout that's already preloaded into Zwift. And that one's one of my favorites. That's one that I do every training block usually. But other than that, there's dozens, if not 100 different workouts that you can choose from. And anything from 3-hour hard workouts to short workouts under an hour and everything in between, including hills, time trial focused workouts. And then not only that, but you can also structure your own custom workouts, which is something that I do all the time. So say you wanted to do a set of 20 by 1 minutes at 200 watts. Well, you just open up the custom workout builder and plug in all the data and then get to work. When you start the ride, it'll prompt you when it's time to bump up to 200 watts and so on. That's probably the biggest reason why I like Zwift. I can really dial in my training needs that way. Now, I do like riding outside, and one of the downfalls about where I live is it's super hilly and windy roads, and I can't spend that much time down in my aero bars. So when it comes time to do these specific workouts like sweet spot training, where I keep swapping between zone 4 and zone 3, and I want to do that in my aero bars, that's just a workout that I'm going to get a lot more out of doing on my trainer on Zwift versus doing it outside. So those are my top 5 reasons why you should get Zwift if you haven't yet. The price is 15 US a month, and you do need a power meter to ride on Zwift, accurately at least. And if you've been thinking about it, I hope you get it, especially if you live in a winter climate and have a power meter and you're not on Zwift. Get it. If you already are on Zwift, you can follow me. I think my username is just Dusty Spiller. And if you have any questions about anything Zwift related, just leave your comments down below in the description and I'll get back to you. And like always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe for more everything running, triathlon, and nutrition related.